to the 27-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. They'll keep it on the ground. Gilmore, give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now McCarthy. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. The Steelers send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Patriots take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go, Shaq. Go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And right away he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he will bring it back to the 4-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the foot.
And in for the Steelers touchdown. Kyron Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Was certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise, your offense is going to stall. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready, ready.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. On the catch, it's Crowder. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
On 3rd down, Gilmore. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And his throw is incomplete. You look at this Steeler defense. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
They're going to look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Here we go, set.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 5. On play action, now McCarthy rolling to his right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, Gilmore, and he is going to lose yardage here. 4th down now after a loss of 2. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And He's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
18 Rattler.
Looking to throw. He's got the connection downfield to Hamler. Down the sideline he goes. K.J. Hamler. All the way in. Touchdown, New England. K.J. Hamler taking it in. And the Pats are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Ryland up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Throwing is McCarthy. This one caught by Crowder. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack.
The drive had started well after a punt last time. Now it's slowed down a bit, and let's face it, they don't want to punt the ball back-to-back series. They want a sustained drive on this one.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17.
Go. Buffalo 18. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Ready, ready?
To the air with McCarthy.
Escaping the pressure right.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
Down at the 25.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gilmore. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here we go, Shaq. Go.
Here's McCarthy. Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. From the 3, second and a yard. Looking to throw McCarthy. They'll roll him out right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a first and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
I know many talk about the kick return as maybe the most exciting play in football. But any type of a return where it's a change of possession, where the defense gets the ball, that's exciting too. But it's not just an accident. Once they get the football, they've worked on finding people to block, creating running lanes for the guy with the ball, and protecting him. And this one was a long run.
Absolutely. They did all of that and more. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. From 6 yards away. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now a handoff up the middle. Gilmore, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McCarthy. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. first down. He'll drop to throw. Crowder's got it over the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Here we go.
McCarthy off the play fake. That's complete as he goes right back to Crowder. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Chap 60, chap 60. Hut, go. Ready?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Tag. Rocco switch, Rocco switch. Let go.
They'll run on first down. Gilmore. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Second down and 8.
Let's go. Let go.
And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
Let's go now. Go.
Back to throw. McCarthy. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Go, check. Go, check.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. A short one there to Freiermuth. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
19 right.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. That is caught. And he will have a Steelers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Got it. Ready?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Go!
Throwing again, McCarthy. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as he'll go from the 47 now on first down. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
70 Lion. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Go.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. They'll give him 4 yards there. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Hurt, hurt. Get hurt.
They'll set up to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Let's go.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 3.
Let's go now. Hut.
They'll run it with Andrews. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots go up by 2 touchdowns.
But I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here? Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Pick made by Terrell Bernard. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Here we go.
2nd and 6.
Tiger, 19, Tiger. Ready, ready?
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. A short one there to Fryermuth. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now McCarthy. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception, and it'll be second down. Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
From their own 40 to the other 40, the gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. To the air again, McCarthy. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Facing challenge of stopping.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Come on, set. 19 tight, 19 tight. Ready.
Off play action. McCarthy. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point right down the middle. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Halted in his tracks by Keanu Benton. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Now back to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Cowboy 80.
On 1st down, Gilmore. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. McCarthy. A short one there to Freiermuth. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Buffalo 18. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready, ready?
McCarthy operating from the gun. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket.
You gotta put that one, bro.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats, trap 60, trap 60. 60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks. 18 Pioneer, street, street. 79 Broncos. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Motion man is Crowder. Throwing is McCarthy. This one caught by Crowder. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. To the air with McCarthy. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
I think the best offenses love to give the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. McCarthy going to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. They run the counter. Gilmore. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. With his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Ready? Dragon 60. Hut, hut.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Uncorks one for Davis. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Here's 2nd down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go!
He'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10.
Come on, set. Ready?
They'll look to throw here. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Check smash, check smash.
They'll look to throw again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. This is 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
On play action, McCarthy. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now 1st and goal.
Set. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Hut, hut. Set, go.
On play action, now McCarthy. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
A line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now they'll run on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
Let's go now. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 18 Pioneer. 79 Bronco. Ready, go. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Mustang 19. 19 Lion.
They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy sliding out of the pocket. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plan. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around a lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Obviously, Charles, such an important, well-executed touchdown, and that caps off what has been a strong second half. Remember, they trailed at halftime.
And how about the response? That's the type of thing that every team talks about before a season begins. Don't worry about the scoreboard at the half. Let's play strong in the second and come out and take the fight to our opponent. They did exactly that, and now they have the lead to show for it.
Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Steelers, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.